Hello friends, this is the first video sharing that I'm going to be doing with all of you in 2022. I must also confess that the mind was going through some interesting gymnastics, asking some deeper question. I think it's very unfair the way we treat the old year and give the undue importance to the new year. At the beginning of every year, we have this whole, hoopla happening, Happy New Year and all that. And then the year just passes and it becomes an old year. And do we ever pause, look back and say, thank you so much, old year? I personally want to confess that I have tremendous amount of gratitude and tremendous amount of thanks to convey to the 2021 year. Sure, there were some very, very challenging times, some immensely painful experiences and tragedies, losing some of the very good close ones. It was a year where a spiritual teacher, Swami Omkarananda, he passed away. Someone who's almost like my brother, my Sambandhi, A.K. Venkataswamy, again tragically passed away in COVID. A very, very good friend, younger brother, a client, but all the same much more than a client, Karthik Subramaniam, the founder of Purple Stream. Actor, journalist Subha Venkatesh, such an intelligent young man. Losing all these people was part of 2021 because of the COVID. On the other hand, I must say that 2021 was remarkably good in many, many ways. I would begin at the personal level, a very, very interesting learning period, rich experience period, not looking at the politics per se, is the gain of an amazing person as a friend, and that's Arjun Murthy sir. That's been a great benefit of 2021. His maturity, his perspective, his uncontaminated affection, a whole lot of them, extremely enriching, in life. And so also with quite a few other friends, particularly remember my soulmate and good friend Mrinal, who came down, I think after a few years from Pune, connecting with my Lakshmi teacher who taught me in my primary school, 3rd standard. Friends from childhood like Aziza Khan, my college mate, Suresh Babu from my school. A whole lot of very interesting connects and reconnects that took place, all of them in 2021. This group of people who came together in a common journey about a very interesting diabetic reversal program. And at the core group of us, we called ourselves the family of 62, became extremely, kind of supportive to each other. And I think that was another very interesting positive development that took place. And that very journey itself of managing a diabetic condition without needing medicines and insulin has been an awesome experience of 2021. With Steve Pavlina, one of my favorite personal development coaches and gurus, Conscious Growth Club, CGC. This year I became a member of CGC again after a gap of a few years. And the meeting with so many different people across the globe with such widely spread cultures, perspectives, points of view, talents, seekings in life, and almost all of them on a pathway of personal growth and evolution. That's been a very enriching kind of experience, and that was a big gift of 2021. When I look at professional, experiences, almost about a dozen motivational, inspirational talks through the year. It began with a very good talk we had for Virtusa, and finally it ended with a very interesting kind of a small pep talk for the Headway Foundation. Every month there were at least one or two very interesting thoughts. One of the best talks that we had was for the Honeywell organization, motivational talk that went beyond just being a motivational talk. There were so many interesting kind of questions that I enjoyed responding to. So we extended the talk into a second talk where the second session was completely focused only on question and answer sessions. And as the year was coming to a close in the month of December, some fascinating things happened. I went and delivered a motivational talk. Guess of all places where? Yes, in the Police Training Academy of Pondicherry. Wow, with almost about 110 inspectors, sub-inspectors being present, and most of them fairly seasoned policemen. Average experience would be of about 15 years. It was a beautiful setting, and I had this wonderful opportunity to give them some insights about transformational leadership from a social governance point of view. The talk was, of course, in Tamil. And then finally, of course, as the year came to a close, for my friend Raghavi and Headway Foundation, there are people who are doing some human service for the differently abled people. And I think on 28th of December, we ended with their function, where I shared the platform with the Tamil Nadu Education Minister, Mr. Anbil Mahesh. Professional assignment, which also became a personal journey of friendship, of deep understanding with a very mature organizational leader, was supporting the writing of an autobiography of a founder MD of a company, Kalishwari group of companies. It was a work in progress for most of the year, but it's completed now, and the book is in Tamil. I immensely enjoyed writing their part of it. Some very interesting work in leadership coaching, especially with two of the clients and one of them in UP. And especially in one of the organizations, it was kind of a breakthrough initiative by one of the family members wanting to bring in transformational outlook for the senior leadership team. Plus what you may call as some regular leadership development programs that continue to be delivered to different clients out here. On the other side, in my creative acting film side, again a great year. I did 2 short films. Both those films were awesome films. One was a 10-minute short film, and that was about the law that is supporting the senior citizens who get a bad deal from their children, who lose their money and property having bestowed them to the children, and then who then get pushed away from love and care by the children. And the second one was shorter, and that was about integrity and sense of social accountability. A very humorous film. Completely enjoyed doing that. The other thing that happened while doing those films was me looking at myself, because in the film you're also able to visually see yourself in some dynamism of action. And the fact that over the last 2 years, from an average weight of 83, that I've come to an average weight of around 64 to 65, I've lost about 16, 17 kilos. Besides those 2 short films, I'm doing 2 other very interesting films, one with Vijay Antony, and then the other one, which is a film directed by this brilliant young director, Nelson Venkatesh. And by the way, I got to grow a beard, I think after 2003, 2004. So very enjoyable on the creative side. Beyond that, in my social activism area, some interesting kind of moves. Dinesh, who heads this social service organization called Street Lights, he has been having discussions with me, and we have identified a new pathway of doing meaningful social service. And one of the programs for that as a campaign that we started was this campaign called Eegai Romba Easy, which means giving is very, very easy. Along with one of the very, very committed, deeply committed young person, Marichami, in Kannagi Nagar on the OMR, with this amazing girl, Muttamil, whom I know for the last about 7-8 years now, who is part of the coordination team of Street Lights. We are into doing some very interesting, very meaningful contributory work. We are planning to develop a skill center to be led by and administered by Marichami. Mr. Irayanbu, the Chief Secretary, has been a very big support to Marichami and his team. And all of that has been part of 2021. So how would I not thank 2021? And I must say, at a personal level, with Meena, my wife, and this house, Arman, it's been a great time. My friend PC Bala calls our house as the resort for whatever reasons. But I know that this is a place where relaxation becomes the way of living. So that's been awesome, great contribution coming from Destiny Superpower. So thankful very much for that. So all in all, 2021, you were a very kind, you were a very giving, you were a very inspiring kind of a year, and if I don't say thanks to you, that would be very, very unfair. So by all accounts, a deep sense of gratitude. Thank you so much for the year that has gone by, 2021. You were kind, you were very supportive, very meaningful for me. Sad to see you go, but as they say, time has to pass. To talk about the good things that are waiting in 2022, the next video very soon. All the best.